Hey guys, it's attorney Aaron Watson with the Watson Firm. Thank you for visiting our website and YouTube channel. Hey, here's a question that I often hear from clients, prospective clients. Do personal injury lawyers really work for free? How many times have you sat at home in your living room and you hear a personal injury ad and the lawyer says, hey, there's no charge, no cost to you unless we win the case? A lot of folks hear that and say, oh, you know, hiring a lawyer is expensive. There has to be some charge to hire you, to retain you, because most folks see on television, you know, if you want to pay a lawyer or hire a lawyer, the lawyer says, oh, I need a retainer and I'm going to bill X amount per hour. Well, keep in mind that it's not the same when you hire a personal injury lawyer. Most personal injury lawyers work on a contingency fee. And let me tell you what that means. That means that our fee, how we get paid in the case, is contingent upon us winning the case. And I'll tell you, it's a high stakes arrangement because, you know, there is a chance that the lawyer could lose the case, could be unsuccessful in the case. And what happens in that situation is the lawyer does not get paid. So often we hear on TV, you know, lawyers talk about, hey, I recovered millions for this client, millions for that client, $100,000 for this client. But you don't really hear lawyers when they say, hey, I was unsuccessful in that case. I lost that trial. I got involved in this car accident and no driver had insurance. There was no money for me to recover. And so in some cases, let's say, for example, a car accident case, an injured person will come to the law firm and say, hey, I was hurt. And the lawyer looks at the case and evaluates the risk of the case and say, you know what, I'll take the case and represent you to try to get you compensation from the other driver. The lawyer hires investigators. We go and research the assets and the available insurance. And in some cases, there are no assets. You were hit by a driver who was flat broke. He was driving or she was driving with no automobile insurance. He wasn't working for somebody at the time. He wasn't delivering a pizza, so you can't go after the employer. And so the lawyer will look at different angles to try to compensate you. But there are cases where there just aren't any means of compensation for the client. So in that case, it doesn't matter how much time the lawyer spent on the case, how much money the lawyer spent on the case. The arrangement is that if the lawyer does not recover money for you, you don't pay the lawyer. And so a lot of times personal injury lawyers will get involved in cases and there's just no way to make a recovery. And so we have to really cut our losses, advise the client that there's no charge for our services, and close the file. But in the majority of cases that we see, you know, drivers are driving with insurance, you know, and we are able to find some means to compensate the client. And so our arrangement is, again, that if we don't recover any money for you, you don't pay us anything. However, if we do recover money, our fee, how we get paid, is from the proceeds of your settlement or jury verdict. So this is called a contingency fee. So essentially, when you hire a personal injury lawyer, you're not going to get a bill for his billable hour or hourly rate. You're not going to pay a retainer. You're going to go into his office. You're going to sign a contingency fee agreement, just saying, hey, if you win, you take a percentage of the settlement. And the standard percentage that you'll see that's approved by the Florida Bar is 33 1/3%. And so there's no money exchange at your first appointment. I've been trying personal injury cases and handling personal injury cases for 10 years. And I've been handling cases on a contingency fee basis for 10 years. There's a lot of risk. There's no guarantee that the lawyer or I will get paid in the case. There's no guarantee that the law firm will recover their money in the case. We could lose money in the case, but that's why we spend a lot of time in our first appointment with the client vetting the case, asking the questions. Do you have automobile insurance? Do you have uninsured motorist coverage? Do you know if the other party has automobile insurance? Do you know what their assets are? You know, we ask those key questions. In a dog bite case, you would ask, do you know who owns the dog? Do you know if the dog owner has homeowners insurance? And so we ask those key questions and then make a decision as to whether or not we will get involved in the case. If we get involved in the case, we take on the risk that we may very well spend a lot of time, a lot of resources, a lot of money in handling the case. And if we can't recover money, we lose that. The client doesn't pay us anything. So it's a high stakes arrangement. Most personal injury lawyers will take your case on a contingency fee basis. So when you hear that there's no charge unless we win, that's called a contingency fee agreement. And that in fact is the case. You don't pay anything to retain the personal injury lawyer. You have a free lawyer until that lawyer wins. And if he loses the case, it's He loses what he invested into the case. If you have any questions or about the contingency fee agreement, if you have a personal injury case that you'd like for us to evaluate, we will evaluate your case at no charge. It's a free case evaluation. In fact, if we take the case, it's free to you unless we win. Visit watsonfirm.com to learn more about our law firm. We'd love to hear about you and your case. Thanks for watching.